Hey everybody, Matthew Lundeen from the Critical Spectrum here. This is the 12th episode, and although we would have loved to have reviewed the Snyder Cut of Justice League or the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we didn't quite have accommodating schedules to make that happen. Instead, we had ourselves a more casual, unstructured episode filled with lots of laughs, debates, and arguments, and I hope you'll really enjoy it. But before I get into the fun, we need to have a serious talk. There has been a lot of discussion in America recently about anti-Asian hate in the wake of a shooting in Atlanta that took the lives of 8 people, 6 of whom were Asian women. In the last year, anti-Asian sentiment and attacks against Asian Americans have increased dramatically, in no small part thanks to xenophobic narratives pushed by the former American administration and the media. However, make no mistake, America has always had a dark history of anti-Asian hate. In the description of this episode, I'm including a link to Anti-Asian Violence Resources, a page containing statistics, news updates, educational articles, donation links, and tools for reporting incidents of hatred against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. There is no room for hate. Thank you for listening, and I hope you'll enjoy the rest of this episode.
Me and a friend were talking about this.
Yeah.
Do you guys actually believe Helen Keller is real?
What do you
mean? What the fuck does that mean?
That is some bullshit. That motherfucker did not exist.
Yeah,
What do
they
you
did.
mean?
I didn't realize there's like multiple
There's
TV
documentation and
There's-
pictures of her.
Yeah.
Frank, there's literally
bullshit. It was an
Frank, there's literally a foundation, like the Helen
Did she,
Keller
like, fly a
Foundation.
plane or something? Like
No!
blind bitch
You're thinking of
Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart. Hold on, I'm so happy that I'm recording this. Thank God.
What do you mean? Okay, I've seen the memes about this, Frank, but I just thought it was a dumb meme. I didn't think anyone actually believed this.
What, the Helen Keller
Oh
was
my
real?
God.
Yes! Hell,
It's
it's
not real.
documented! She existed!
Hold on.
He's looking up shit right now.
I'm looking up if she flew a plane, and it's like
No, that was Amelia Earhart.
1940. I haven't read this. I'm reading this out loud, so I might be wrong. An airplane traveled from Rome to Paris. There's nothing unusual.
What?
Oh, wait.
One of its passengers became its pilot. The passenger was Helen Keller.
No
Just
fucking way.
because she became the pilot doesn't mean she landed the damn thing.
This bitch out here flying planes. She's
Hold on.
blind. Get her out of here.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold the fuck on.
Is Colin like a part of the Helen Keller like fan club or
Fuck
something?
off.
It's
A
not
professor-
Frank.
a
It's not
professor
a.
has named 3 new
Where
species
are
of
you
beetles
re-
in Australia after
Wait.
the Pokemon franchise's legendary birds.
No, we don't give a shit about that. Frank.
Frank, where the fuck are you reading this? There's literally no mention of it on just like her general Wikipedia page. I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
sure
because
you're reading
nobody can
bullshit.
change the Wikipedia page.
I
Okay,
know,
Michael,
but
shut the
who-
fuck up.
Well,
Frank.
if there
I
was
just
some
googled Helen Keller fly plane, and a few things popped up. Did Helen Keller fly a plane?
Frank.
It actually asks how did Helen Keller fly a plane, and it's on Britannica.com.
it is,
Frank.
but that doesn't mean she's not real. Fuck.
I need.
I mean, I believe she's real, but they were fucking straight capping with her. That motherfucker did not know. How did she communicate? It makes no
She learned
sense.
to talk when she was like 10.
No, she didn't. She
That's
was born
some
like
bullshit. She did not.
Frank,
He
I need you
did.
to. Everyone, shut the fuck up. Frank.
Where's Matt?
The
We need to know Matt's stance on
That's
Helen
talking this entire time.
Keller. Has he?
Yeah.
that. Yeah, he has been.
Oh,
Did you not
I
hear him?
can't hear him.
Frank.
Is he muted for
You
some
might have him
reason?
muted.
What is Matt's take on this? Is he also
He's
infuriated?
saying you're a
Is it-
fucking idiot.
Frank, unmute.
God
Is
damn.
Frank? Can you hear me? Frank, can you hear me?
He cannot.
Okay, unmute
I can't
me.
hear Matt. What the fuck?
Unmute me.
Okay, yeah, you were muted for some reason.
Okay, Frank, you're a fucking idiot. Frank,
I've taken your
this- this-
taken your opinion, and it is wrong.
Frank, there's this isn't even a matter of Colin being part of the fan club. This is the fact that you came into a call and asked if a
Wait a second.
champion
Alexander
of
Graham
disabled
Bell
rights.
examined her?
He just called her a champion of disabled rights.
That's accurate.
Kinda.
That's accurate. This is not even up for debate. That is a fact. There are foundations that have been founded in this woman's name for the sake of deaf and blind people.
But you guys are missing the biggest point.
How the
fuck
She
is
was
this bitch
examined by Alexander Graham Bell at the age of 6.
Who the fuck is Alexander?
So?
Graham Bell?
I invented the
He's
telephone.
probably also blind.
Fuck.
He made the little fucking pick it up, put the ear shit.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Imagine being a part of that era where people were just inventing all these like crazy things.
Imagine being real and being able to fly a plane when you're
Imagine thinking that Helen Keller wasn't real.
She's not. She's a fake. She's a phony.
Literally not real.
Oh my
Oh my god, this is
That's
infuriating.
dumber than what my question was gonna be.
No, listen.
What's your question? I want to know your question.
I don't even remember.
My question was, how much do you think Jesus got laid? That was my question.
That was gonna be his question.
Jesus didn't even exist. Just
Fuck
Helen
off,
Keller.
Frank. Jesus Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, yeah,
Helen
we're
Keller's
talking about
real.
that guy. Oh,
Frank, this is more Frank, this is just as
God.
frustrating as talking to flat earthers. You do
This
realize
is like
that, right?
this is like the equivalent of anti-vaxxers in the history field. Fuck.
I'm legitimately upset with you, Frank. I'm legitimately upset with you.
Same.
Ready to start?
We already started. We already started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I don't know how. Okay, listen, I gotta be honest with the audience right now. This is going in, but I am not sure why my audio levels on Audition are so high right now because I literally have my mic on like the lowest level. It's balancing out, and hopefully it isn't just awful. Hopefully it just isn't terrible, but I have no idea what the audio quality is like right now. That being said, welcome to the Critical Spectrum podcast. My name is Matthew Lundeen. I'm joined here by Michael Murguia.
hello.
Colin Steele.
Hi.
And the motherfucker who thinks that Helen Keller wasn't real.
Sup?
Oh my god. Is there like a buzzing in the background of where you guys are?
No,
Okay. It was
not that I
strange.
can hear.
It's like I was hearing it as soon as the mic was picking you up. So this is the shoot the shit episode. We don't really have exactly a set plan. Look, Snyder Cut came out today, but we all can't coordinate a time to watch a 4-hour movie together. Falcon the Winter Soldier is coming out tomorrow at the time of recording, but we just kind of don't want to like rush into that. So we'll talk about that next week. This week is what
Can
we're
I
calling.
interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
Frank, in 2012, a 15-year-old blind and deaf girl also flew a plane by herself.
How?
And
And I'm actually legitimately like.
okay, she didn't take off.
She's an
or land.
alien.
She didn't take off or land, but she piloted it fine once it was in the air. That's the same thing with the Helen Keller story. Okay, Matt, sorry, go on.
I guess
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of hard to like, crash into anything if there's like.
Exactly.
If it's just air. If it's just
Yeah.
air.
and,
Yeah.
and the Helen Keller story, she had a co-pilot too, so like fucking she's not gonna crash.
True. That's like sailing a boat. Like,
Exactly.
you can crash into
Once you're out on open water, who gives a fuck?
True that.
Okay, sorry, Matt, I interrupted you. I was just outraged.
No, it's fine. It's fine. That was the most outrageous introduction to a show ever.
Wow.
Fucking hell.
That was the most outrageous introduction.
You obviously haven't seen.
Shut up.
Continue.
Oh man, there's a story here. Do tell.
No, there isn't. I have no
Alright,
idea.
no.
I actually have
Alright.
no idea.
Okay, I thought you just like got the side eye from Frank. Like, don't tell him about the butt stuff. Don't tell him about the butt stuff or something like that. Like some story that we
Well,
don't
do
know.
I have a story for you?
How can Matt read minds through the fucking Discord? God damn.
Anyway, we don't really have a plan this week. We're just kind of shooting the shit for an hour or so, or maybe later. but this is our 12th episode, which means we've done about as many episodes as like a typical anime season. Speaking of which, I think I know what we can talk about first. So I hope you all remember like episode 3 or 4, one of those two. We did a discussion about the winter anime season of 2021. And I talked about Attack on Titan, the final season, which is almost near its conclusion, Skate the Infinity from Studio Bones, and Wonder Egg Priority from Studio Cloverworks. And, initially this topic was just going to be me like doing a checkup on those shows, like, hey, were they good? And I can now, as they're nearing their finales, I can say, yeah, they're pretty good. But I want to talk to something a little bit more important, because I was I was rewatching Wonder Egg Priority from the very beginning. And if you don't remember, or if you didn't listen to the episode in which we talked about it first, Wonder Egg Priority is this show about 4 girls that go into this sort of dream world to battle monsters while protecting the lost souls of women and some men who have committed suicide, so that their souls can go to the other side, and so that they can also try to bring back to life women close to them and people close to them in their lives that took their own lives. And it is a super awesome show from screenwriter, I forgot their name, but it's a very well written drama that I've been enjoying the hell out of. However, there was a moment while rewatching the show with some friends where they were kind of talking about it, and they began to criticize it, and they began to talk about something about it that was that they thought like wasn't done quite well. And it was one of those situations, I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys in talking about, shows or films that you guys like, but I had this moment where I was like, oh man, they make a really good point. And it's like I both felt stupid because I had never thought about that particular element of the plot and that particular issue. And then I was also starting to think like, oh man, is this going to make me like this thing that I enjoy less now that I think about it?
Yeah.
And I got really sad because the most recent episode after it aired, I started tweeting like, oh my god, how appropriate that the 10th episode solidified this show as a 10. And now I'm scared that like something's going to happen in these last episodes that's just going to like bring the show down and like ruin it for me.
Well, it's like, I feel like a lot of that is, my philosophy is one episode can't ruin a whole season. So or like a couple episodes can't ruin a great season. I'll still enjoy the show overall, but that's my opinion. Also, skateboarding anime, where's that at?
Oh, that's on the Funimation now. If you want, you can steal Michael's login like I have and watch that. Yeah, like everyone has. It's pretty good. I will also say that it's taken an interesting direction where the person who like you think is the protagonist, like they're still the main character, but it's almost like they kind of take a back seat to the other characters, and you get to witness this moment where like the protagonist is almost kind of a bit tragic in a sense, almost like almost as if he's realizing like, oh man, everyone else is like so much cooler than me. And it's this interesting, I don't know, I feel like it's a really cool and fascinating direction that they're taking the story and the characters going into the second half and like going towards the conclusion. So I think that I'm so sure it's like this close to being like canon like gay romance. So close. It's not confirmed yet, but
let me ask you all guys a question.
Okay.
If you were an anime protagonist, in what kind of anime would you want to be a protagonist in? That's
Shonen.
Shonen?
I want to
Okay.
be the overpowered main character.
But like, what type
Destroy
of
everybody.
shonen? Because like, if it's something like fucking Re:Zero, that's shit. But
Like, wait, is Dragon Ball Z considered a shonen?
yes.
Yeah.
Dragon
Yeah,
Ball
yeah.
Z.
Oh, that's a simple answer, Michael. You gotta.
That's not
Oh,
simple. What do you
no.
mean? I'm just fucking overpowered as shit, and I could be anybody.
But what if you're
No.
like Yamcha?
You said the main protagonist.
Okay, just I'm one of the main cast. I should
Oh
say.
no, that'd be awful. Well, then I'll be Naruto because then I could be Sasuke. Or
Well, that's true. That's true because Michael makes a great point. Because if you pick a show where a lot of the cast is awesome, then like you're eventually gonna have time to shine, and you're probably gonna be better than the main character.
Yeah, that's very true. But what about like 1010? You know, she was under. I think
Is she
she's
really
under.
a main cast? I don't think she's a main cast.
She's like a side main cast, though.
I don't think that's how that works.
Well, I mean, it's all about how it's marketed. So, like, if you take Class 1A from My Hero Academia, I'd argue that all of them, to some extent, are the main cast.
Yeah.
I think it goes by degrees, because if it's a main cast, like,
Damn,
it could
you're
be
right. Actually, wait, My Hero is where I'd want to be.
yeah. Because by like you could be like a nobody for 3 seasons, and then season 4 they give you like 2 episodes, and suddenly you're the one that all the fans are talking about for like the next half a year. That's what happened with who's the kid who can like harden his body in exchange in response to
I
pain.
don't know, but don't spoil me on anything.
You mean the
You've already redhead guy. Michael, you've already been introduced to him.
Are there any jokes about that?
Not enough. Not enough. See, the
I feel
pervy.
like there's a lot of material with that.
See, the problem is that the pervy character isn't that character. The pervy character is another
Who's the
character.
pervy one?
But he throws
The
sticky
great
balls,
man.
doesn't he?
Yeah, the pervy character is
So-
he's the guy with sticky balls.
Wow, I want to meet this guy.
No,
You don't.
Pretty terrible character.
Oh, you want to? Actually,
He's
hold
the
on.
reason I haven't shown a non-anime watcher My Hero. Because once you get to his bullshit, it's just like, all right.
No, I don't think it's. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's not introduced someone new to the medium bad. But you want to hear something funny? Colin, Michael, you remember when we were at Colin's house and I showed you that clip from Snow White with the red hair of like that just amazing like love confession scene?
Yeah.
Brina Palencia. You remember it. You have to remember it. You saw me cry. You saw me cry showing it to you.
Great time.
Brina Palencia is the voice actress who voiced Shirayuki in that show, and she is also like this is talk about range in an actress. She also voices Mineta in the dub of My Hero.
Shit.
Yeah.
See,
And
I don't know if I give her props for that or if I'm.
I give her props. I give her props. And you know what's funny?
Her range.
It does. And you know what's even funnier? They back around like season 1 or 2, they did like interviews with the cast, and she had an interview where she was talking about like, her experience, voicing the character and like her hopes for the future of that character. But she also like everyone in the cast was asked like, what do you define as a hero? And she had like the most heartwarming and just amazing like answer to that question. And I was just like, oh, man, you're such a good person. Why are you voicing Mineta?
Yeah. Why are you voicing the fucking worst character?
They're gonna do a time skip at some point though, and he's just gonna be fucking jacked.
He's gonna be like the best fucking one.
Yeah, he's gonna grow like 5 feet and just be jacked.
His balls will be
Right.
huge.
Oh fuck.
God damn it.
You'll never know which one I'm speaking about.
I saw a really cursed image that I might have saved to my computer only for the meme, but I think it was real weird. It was real weird though. Like it was so weird. It was like Deku and Mineta, and it was just like, oh no, like of all the ships to make something of this, like this was not the one I needed to see.
This ain't it, Chief.
This ain't it. Oh man, but
Because when I think of ships in My Hero, I think of Mineta and Deku.
Of course.
Mhm.
Who else are you gonna fucking
Natural.
Yeah,
Yeah, come
fucking
on.
get out of here, Deku
It's
and
not like Alien
Todoroki.
Girl's best character.
Alien Girl. You mean the one with the acid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what's her name?
But that's
Fuck,
like putting
I
your
can't
dick in a
remember.
blender.
I don't know if it's the same, but I mean, I guess that's
fuck! I
close
accidentally
to it.
bookmarked Helen Keller's Wikipedia page by accident.
Yeah, sure, accidentally.
Oh,
Little
I
do
know.
we know,
Oh,
reading
Helen
up on
Keller,
that.
am I
he's
right?
part of the Helen Keller.
He's part of the
Illuminati
cult.
team.
He's
I'm
part of
part
the
of the
Illuminati. And he's,
conspiracy.
yep.
Man, I need you to explain Rule 34 to Frank.
Wait, you don't. Man, Frank, you're dropping the ball tonight. Rule 34 is the rule on the internet which suggests that if it exists, there is porn of it.
So you were saying to do Rule 34 of Helen Keller.
Yeah.
I mean, like, oh.
Teletubbies?
Anything, Matt?
Any?
There's a whole
I mean-
site that says roll34.com, Frank. You can look up anything, and it'll probably be there.
Forget the Snyder Cut. Damn. I know what I'm
Wait,
doing
look
now.
up Zack Snyder Rule 34.
Oh wow, hold on. I'm gonna look this up too.
Oh shit.
He said I'm gonna look this up too.
Yeah, man,
As if I was actually looking that up.
Well,
That's not
I'm sorry.
Frank.
I just kind of assumed that you're a degenerate.
I like to have
No, you
the center of jihad
assumed correctly,
thoughts.
Matt. You assumed extremely
Okay.
correct.
All right.
We're just not doing it at this moment.
Yeah.
I never did an audio check. Can we pause and so I can check the audio on this?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
It's probably awful.
Be back in a second, everyone. And then I checked the audio, and the audio sounded fine. But I noticed we'd already been going for like 20 minutes, and the intro was just too funny not to include in the final product. So I figured I'd just go to an ad break. So that's what this is right now. Enjoy.
Yeah, but like an actual apple, like just eating an apple, you put it in the microwave.
No, you cut it up, put it in a bowl, throw it in the microwave, and it's fine.
I know, but warm apple?
What kind of a fucking
That's what an
psychopath are you?
apple
Colin?
pie
First
is!
you drink coffee out of a Keurig, and now
Yes!
you put your apples in a microwave, and you
Oh my
believe in
God.
Helen Keller.
If you're allergic to
animal.
apples, that
You
works.
animal!
Okay, hold on, guys.
I know
All
that
right.
works
So
with
first off, welcome back to the show. I started recording,
Whoa, Matt!
but also, I deafened on Discord so that I could listen back to the audio. It sounds fine, but oh my god, I come back and the first thing I hear is you could have put like apples in the microwave.
Yeah, because Michael was saying he's allergic to them, and that's a way to
What?
eat him without getting an allergic
Savage.
reaction.
Stop it!
Oh,
I'm
wait,
sorry
really?
for offering
Putting
an
apples
actual.
in the microwave.
Oh, I'm
Wait,
sorry
wait,
for offering an
crazy
actual
man.
solution to Michael's problem.
Hold on. Everyone, shut up. Wait, that's
Disgusting. Does it
wait.
get all mushy and
Yeah,
warm?
no,
Wait. Wait. Colin, that's legit. Like if somebody's allergic to
my
apples,
brother was allergic to apples, and he'd chuck them in the microwave, and it'd be fine.
Oh, that's
that is a
awesome.
thing.
Oh,
Well, it depends. It depends what you're allergic to. I don't know which one it is for me, but it's either the pesticides or like either the skin or like pesticides or something like that they put on it.
Oh, dude.
So if it's the skin, heating it up may not work exactly.
Then why don't
I'm not
you
too
why
sure
don't you
how
just
Cut off
shave
the
an
skin.
apple and eat it?
Yeah, cut
True.
off the
I
skin.
mean, to be fair though, I have apple pie, and apple pie was fine. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I love apple pie.
Yeah, actually, you should share an apple
It was
too,
Pie
like
Day
this.
a few days ago.
It was, and I couldn't get any
I came home
pie.
like 8 hours.
Fucking ever since
Come on,
Baker
Matt, in the middle
Square
of this
disappeared.
pandemic, you couldn't go and
Fruit
get
pie or like key lime pie better? That's the real question.
Wait, what'd you say?
Key lime pie is delicious.
It's like
You
fruit
guys
pie
like
or
pecan
like
pie?
cream pie's better.
No. Okay,
No.
cream pies are better.
That's the way to go. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't know. It depends on what you want. If you want something super sweet, you get a cream pie or something like that. But if you want like a nice
What kind of like cream
Savory,
like pie?
what fucking savory.
yeah.
pies
What?
do you eat?
Wait.
Are we talking about like
sticky ball pie? That's what I
Oh,
want.
no. I'm talking about like
Wait,
if you went to like
Rule
Baker Square
33
and there
or
was
something?
Or
oh,
33
Jesus
then.
Christ. So we're talking about like
34.
Are you talking about like the type of pie that you get from like Baker Square, where it's like the Oreo pie, like that type of like? Because that's like a silky
kind of shit.
pie.
Or like
That
key
stuff is
lime
great.
pie.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
peanut
I'm talking
butter,
about
peanut butter pie.
the French silk chocolate pies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
Those are good. They can sometimes be a little too sweet for me though. Like
No,
sometimes
that's what
I
I'm
want
saying.
something.
No, I'm with
a
you,
bit-
Matt. I agree.
So like the
You know what?
fruit pies are pretty good.
Yeah, go
Like
microwave
those-
some apples, Michael. You fucking apple allergic freak. Go fly a plane.
Oh my god. Oh, look, I can't carry all these. I can't eat these apples. Guess I'm gonna crack the plane.
I want to say I obviously can't. I'm not, obviously not allergic to apples if I can fly a plane.
Obviously.
Oh, I was gonna make a Helen Keller cream pie joke, but I decided against it.
Whoa! What?
But
Hold on. What the fuck would that
Am
have
I
been?
the only one disappointed he didn't make the
Yeah,
joke?
right.
Am
Wait,
I-
wait, wait, wait,
I
wait,
kinda
wait,
wanna
wait.
hear
Hold on, hold on.
Can we hear
Hold
it?
no, it was a contextual joke. It wasn't actually a joke.
Emphasis on the. I'm putting a mark. I'm putting a marker here. We're
That
gonna
was
erase
good.
this entire part. Not even I'm okay with it.
No,
We're
Matt, this is in. This is
No, I know. I'm just gonna erase the part where I say because even though I love that word,
I said it too, motherfucker. We're in this together.
When did but yeah, I know. So I'll
I
erase the part
repeated
where we
you.
both said it, and then we'll move on with our lives
Keep
like
it.
that.
Keep
Okay,
it.
listen, I
No, keep
have
this
a weekend.
entire part in. Don't take
I have-
anything out. This is
No,
unfiltered.
I'm gonna keep the part where we talk about apples. I'm just saying, I might remove some parts. I do that all the time. Some parts where I'm like, oh man, no one could understand what I was saying in this part, or oh man, maybe this thing that Matthew said was a bit wrong. So yeah, I do that time and time
I think
again.
you should just.
I think you should just keep it, and I think you should keep this entire discussion about keeping it in.
No, Matt. What you should do, is just bleep it, and it'll be funnier.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
Wait,
That's fine.
wait,
Yeah, I'll add
but
bars and
leave
time.
wait, can you leave this entire bit in about us
Yeah,
arguing about
yeah.
leaving it in?
Yeah.
All right, back to
What I'll
cream
do
pies,
is
Helen Keller and apples, please.
what I'll do is I'll have just a random bars and tone, and then it'll just be us talking about whether we should keep in the part that I cut out, and then
Perfect.
it'll be perfect.
And now editing
But,
the part about how we're. Fuck. Okay.
I just want to go back to way at the beginning. First off, I just want to say, I really do think that all of you guys, of any of the shows that I was talking about back way when we were doing that episode, we're talking about anime. I do genuinely think that everybody should be watching Wonder Egg Priority. I think that it is
I'm genuinely
Can you
gonna
put
tell
eggs?
you.
Can you put eggs in the microwave?
I mean, you can.
You can't. I don't know if you would want to like in a like is that like soft boiled egg or some shit? You put it in the microwave and just,
No. Oh, I don't think
With
it.
it? I know it isn't. Is that like a weird way to hard boil an egg? You just fucking microwave it?
But what if you just put an egg in water and then put the whole thing in the microwave?
What if you just crack an
Oh.
egg in the microwave and just put it on for hours? Michael just spit in my face.
I'm so sorry.
Over your
Fucking
egg,
animal.
or over your apple. Sorry, excuse me.
Yes. Once your
Yeah.
apples are out, crack
Just
the
because
egg.
of this, I'm gonna go upstairs,
Wait.
eat an apple, and die.
Wait.
because
What
you-
were you gonna say about the show, Michael? I interrupted the microwave. Matt was talking
Oh,
about
I was gonna
his
say
show.
I'm probably not gonna watch it. I'm sorry.
You should though. You
Damn.
really should. You really
But
should.
like,
And
I have so
fucking-
much other stuff I have to watch.
Okay,
that,
so,
like,
well, give me an
I
example.
haven't
What
forget
else are
about
you
it, but
watching?
I gotta
gotta
watch
get-
Attack on
I
Titan
need
and
to
My
watch
Hero
Attack on
Academia
Titan.
first.
Yeah, My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer.
Yeah, facts.
Fucking Sword
Okay.
Art Online season
Okay,
3.
yeah, same.
All right,
I-
wait.
all three of those
You
I have to
didn't
watch.
finish Demon Slayer.
No, I didn't. I'm
Okay,
only like 8 episodes. Of it.
Wait, did you also say Sword Online? Listen, let's just be real about
Yeah.
this. So, okay, first off, My Hero Academia, you're never going to finish that. I just want you to
No,
give that
I'm
up.
gonna finish
Give
it.
up.
I will.
No, you aren't. No, you aren't.
I will.
Michael, that's what you say about Three Houses, and look where we are now.
You know what? Go fuck yourself.
As for Alicization, that is going to be so much more fun to watch if we watch that together once quarantine is over. Once we're both vaccinated.
True. But I need to rewatch Clanad.
No, you
Why?
don't.
I'm
No!
kidding. I don't. I'm fucking joking. Oh, I need to finish Death Note with Bella.
Okay, yeah, finish Death Note with Bella because Bella's a priority, obviously. Demon Slayer, that's probably a higher priority because we're hopefully we want to see the movie together. I would think. Attack on
Like
Titan.
a-
Frank's watching season 1. You remember season 1. You can let him finish season 1 if you want. But-
Yeah, he's fucking making me watch it with him. I'm never gonna be able to finish.
Well, don't
like
chain
how-
him down.
Are
I
you
Michael?
kidding me?
What?
There's so many times I've asked you to watch and you're like, "Ooh,
Oh, okay,
I
you know,
like
actually,
how
no,
Frank
hold
just
on.
immediately throws Michael under the bus.
And also, I just like to point out. Hold
I
on.
could watch it when I want, motherfucker, but instead I have to correspond to your whack ass
Fine,
schedule.
just fucking watch it."
Okay,
Go
good,
microwave some apples, you bastard.
All right, so there we go.
That's my new insult.
Attack on Titan. Frank will watch Attack on
Just keep your
Titan,
comments in your pocket.
and you can
Apples in your
watch
microwave.
Wondering Priority.
Yes.
No,
watch
I
that.
gotta fucking watch Demon Slayer in like a month when the movie comes out.
Yeah, well, see,
out.
you can finish Demon Slayer pretty
Michael,
quickly, I imagine, especially
know
once
you
you
have a
get
big
really into it.
schedule. I know I have a lot more free time than you do, but I finished Demon Slayer in 3 days.
Yeah,
A
but like,
lot.
I probably could if I just told Bella like, "Hey, we're not hanging out for 3 days straight."
No, right, that's what I'm saying.
I
is
know we live in the same room and I have the TV that you use, but let me steal it for 3 days.
No, that's what I'm saying. I know you don't have you never mind.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Oh,
I'll watch it eventually. It'll happen.
uh,
Everything will happen eventually. I'll watch everything eventually.
everything will.
Hey, I got a limited time when I'm dead. Am I right?
Exactly. Michael's gonna be like 80. He's like, oh, what's that show I haven't watched yet? Oh, fucking Demon Slayer.
Aren't they on their like 86th season?
No, that's One Piece you're thinking of.
Yes. Yeah.
Fucking
I already
God.
watched all of One Piece, guys.
That's
No.
what
I'm
Michael's
never
been
gonna watch
watching this entire time instead.
Yeah.
Honestly, if Michael's reason for not finishing anything was because he had been binging all of One Piece, I would legitimately I'd buy you dinner. I would be
Alright,
like,
so-
God bless you.
See, my issue is I either play video games with my free time or I watch anime, and a lot of times video games wins.
Okay, so
Oh,
the
yeah.
next time that you want to play Monster Hunter with us, don't text us that you
You'd be
want to
like,
play
"Oh,
Monster Hunter. Go and watch Demon Slayer.
It's basically the same thing if you think about it.
True, except for Tanjiro's not fucking fighting like 20 feet tall monsters.
Yet.
No, true. Spoiler alert.
Maybe. Who knows?
Wait, Matt, have you watched the Snyder Cut yet?
No. So here's the thing. I don't know when I'm gonna watch it. It'll probably be tonight with my friends on Discord. Because I would have watched it with Colin if we were reviewing it tonight. But since that's obviously not happening, I'm just gonna do my own thing.
Don't worry,
I
guys,
will
let's
admit.
pause the podcast, watch your 4-hour movie, and come back.
We'll be back in 4 hours, folks.
Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up, Michael. Enough
man.
ideas for today.
Go microwave some apples.
Well, good enough. Apparently, it's gotten good reviews so far.
Yeah.
IGN gave it an 8, which is insane, honestly.
See,
Yeah.
The funny thing about IGN reviews, though, is like I use them as an example for things I like, but other things that I don't, I'm like, that's bullshit. So IGN's a very two-way street for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really just like the person, because like when I watched WandaVision, I was like, "Are you kidding me? They give it a fucking 6." But in this case, I'm like hopeful. I'm like, "Oh, cool, an 8? Hell yeah!" Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for all I know, it could really be like a 2.
I think because I don't think any of us actually uses this. We use it for. I mean, I use it for news. I just use it for
Yeah,
news
no,
because
yeah.
that's
I use it for
everything.
news, but like not fully either. Like I just see like an article and I kind of read it, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is probably gonna be better if I read it at like a more legit place."
Yeah. You hear that, IGN? You gotta fucking shape up.
But
You're
I'm-
not legit. You're the.
but I
CNN
wonder-
of fucking video.
But I got a question though, Michael. What do you use as like a legitimate place for
Google. I just like read multiple other.
Oh, okay. Well,
like if it's like I don't know, like Polygon or fucking Forbes
Okay.
or some shit. I just read a bunch of them.
Dude,
Whatever.
fuck Forbes gaming.
Yeah, fuck
Why do
Forbes.
they even have a gaming section?
I don't really read
It's
them. I
fucking
really just
Forbes.
I just look up whatever news thing and then I just go to news and see whatever the first like 5 are and make sure there's no.
I would much
differences.
rather read IGN than Forbes.
Same.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. Usually when I read Forbes, I'm like, why the fuck am I here?
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I reading? I'm like, what is this terrible article? And I look at the website. I'm like, Forbes.
Some higher up at Forbes, like some 70-year-old guys, like, you know what the kids are into these days?
Video games.
Cigarettes. You gotta get someone on that, and I'm like, sure. You're a business.
That's kind of like basically like BuzzFeed too, honestly.
Yeah, but BuzzFeed is like eclectic enough in like everything they do that I feel like it's acceptable.
BuzzFeed is just a cocoon from which some talented and mostly untalented people will inevitably leave and make videos about it.
Yeah, much like oh, never mind.
Whereas okay,
G4, but it's not G4. Something else.
Well,
where did Steven Suptic come from?
Where did he come from? Oh, he came from SourceFed. Yeah,
SourceFed. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, and then Smosh is where people who used to be Disney and Nickelodeon stars go to then be part of Smosh Pit. And then
wait, who was a Disney / Nickelodeon star?
Like Shane Top, he was in like some Disney shows.
What the fuck is Shane Top?
Matt, you like Smosh, right? Like
I do. I used to watch them like way back when they started, and then I never watched them again. And then
they were phenomenal.
And then I stopped watching them for the longest time. And then as soon like I like some of the newer Smosh content, but not like with like Ian, because Ian's fine. But like some of the new people they have, like Shane Top, Courtney Miller, Damian Haas, like those guys are phenomenal. And I think a lot of their content, especially like their Try Not to Laugh series, and just some of the other weird dumb game shows they do, have just been exceptional.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of modern day Smosh, you know, I don't want to sound pretentious when I say this.
Good going,
but I feel like I get it. I'm a moderate fan of Jacksepticeye, but he's began catering to what more newer YouTubers have begun, like their vibe, you know, and I can respect that he has to adapt to keep his thing going.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
But at the same time, I feel like the newer vibe I'm getting is like, it's kind of the equivalent to those children's YouTube videos people were cracking down on. There's like pregnant Elsa and Spider-Man.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think he's. I mean, it's hard to say because
I'm not saying he's like at that. He's not at that level. It's just a similar vibe I'm getting from like just modern. Like whenever I look at the YouTube trending page, that's the vibe I get. You know,
like the fake, just like I'm here just because I need to be here kind of thing.
Yeah, sorta. Yeah, or like or like it'll be like number 4 on the trending page. It's like, oh my gosh, we're pregnant from this family I've never ever heard
like
of.
the V. Oh, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like that sort of thing.
I mean, I kind of get it, but at the same time, like maybe that is something they just wanted to do and they didn't realize how many people would be into it, you know?
I mean, I don't know. He's been having he's been doing really well like these past couple of years. Like, I mean, I feel like the moment that the Jacksepticeye like community was really starting to be like, man, Jack is having like the best year of his life. Like when he interviewed like Ryan Reynolds.
That was like 2 years ago at this point.
I know, but he was. But I know, but he's still been doing like great work. He's been doing more high profile interviews. He's been doing collaborations with like celebrities.
I think what I'm more thinking of is the thumbnail, the Poggers thumbnails that really bug me.
But here's the thing. That's what. But Colin, that's what YouTubers just have to do now because YouTube is trash. Like that's like
what I'm saying is that it's not entirely. It's not their fault for adapting. It's the
algorithm.
It's the algorithm that I have a problem with.
Yeah,
YouTube algorithm is fucking trash.
Yeah,
it's so bad. I mean, sometimes once in a blue moon, it's like recommended for you, and it actually has like a legit video. I'm like, damn, I actually am really like sad I didn't see this before.
Again, the problem I have is mainly the videos I see on the goddamn YouTube trending page. It's like, look at this sick trick to get 20,000 V-Bucks on Fortnite.
Oh my god, this is why I never go on the YouTube trending page.
Yeah, I know. I do it. I don't know why I do it either. It just angers me every time I do. But
You're just looking for a reason to get angry.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna look right now and see what's on the trending page.
Yeah. I know right now is a lot of Grammy stuff with like Megan Thee Stallion and
Oh
stuff
my
like
god!
that, but-
The very first video I find is, by the way, it's two Minecraft, three
Yeah,
Minecraft
that's what I'm
videos.
talking about.
Minecraft, but I put a shirt on every minute.
Yeah!
Exactly. It's dumb.
You can
It's
survive.
dumb, and it insults my intelligence. It insults my intelligence.
Wait, hold on. Wait, listen to these titles. Minecraft, but I put a teacher on every minute. Then the next one is George taking off 100 shirts.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's the sequel.
It hurts me. It hurts me.
Zack Snyder's Justice League movie review. There.
Where is that?
Fair
Oh, from Jeremy John. Isn't that a
The new cuttlefish are broken?
Oh, my God, Fortnite.
Oh,
They have
no.
cuttlefish in Fortnite? Jesus Christ.
That new season, by that they added.
Now you know what I'm talking about.
They added Laura-
Awful.
Like,
Why do you go on
honestly,
this, Colin?
I don't know. I never click on anything.
Plague
I just
Doctor
when I'm bored.
imposter role in Among Us? What the
Honestly,
fuck?
I gifted the battle pass to Fortnite streamers with 0 viewers. Honestly, I feel like a lot of this reminds me of like reality TV, but in YouTube trending.
A little bit.
No, but that's what like Charlie D'Amelio and stuff like that is becoming. It's just become trashy reality TV on YouTube.
And then you get some cool shit like making a Bond car, Top Gear collab part 1 with Colin Furs.
I just saw that. He's actually a pretty cool
Colin
YouTuber.
Furs is cool. I like him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
What does he do mostly?
Just
He makes like he
builds
fabricates.
shit.
He
Yeah.
fabricates like go-karts and shit.
He's
I
the
need to
guy
watch
who
that
made-
video later.
Fastest toilet or some shit.
He's the guy who made the Syndicate rope launcher.
Yeah, he like made it real. Basically.
Oh shit! I'm subscribing to this guy.
And then you get shit like Cardi B /WAP featuring.
Damn, where do I find that shit?
Oh, Q&A while eating crab with my boyfriend.
What the
That's
fuck?
that is the most privileged thing I've ever
Oh
seen.
my god, guys.
in my entire
We're-
life.
Restore the Snyderverse is the new hashtag. The fucking all the people that got this movie want them to make the Man of Steel sequel, the Batfleck miniseries,
fuck.
and all the other Justice League movies and shit. So I
Oh,
wonder.
fuck.
It would be interesting if they.
Damn,
were able
Warner
to
Brothers is gonna
accomplish
be like,
that.
wait a second, should we actually be putting money into this now? Question mark.
Hey, if it's popular and it's good, they should just roll with it.
See,
No, go on.
See, my main issue, the reason I don't like DC movies as much as the Marvel movies is purely because one, I don't think they're written as well, and two, I feel like they overuse CG. You know?
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Did you say they overuse CG?
Yeah. Okay. To be
With
fair,
it-
Endgame.
with
Was,
Endgame-
Fucking kidding me?
When Endgame
Colin?
was like,
no, oh, hold on. Let me finish.
All right.
Let me finish. Fuck.
I mean, I'm on your
Endgame.
side. I like Marvel better, anyways. But go ahead.
Endgame.
I do
yes,
too.
they had to do a shitload of CG, but it still looked better than any DC CG I've ever seen.
Well,
I
yeah,
will be-
yeah. I mean, that I think you touched on the most important part, which is that I think that the animators working with Marvel, I think, are able to ground the visuals a lot more because
Yeah.
the MCU itself is a bit more grounded, just a bit, just a little teeny tiny bit. Because DC, they go as grand can be to the point where like you have, Man of Steel, which is basically just that was literally Zack Snyder taking inspiration from 2 anime, Dragon Ball Z and Tetsuan no Birdie, or Birdie the Mighty. Like two anime that have just
What?
insane spectacle when it comes
What the
to
fuck?
action. But like you're right. The CG and even in the first Wonder Woman, I think the first Wonder Woman movie is pretty fucking amazing. But even then, sometimes the
First one was
CG could be somewhat jank looking.
Yeah.
Here's my concern with we're gonna watch the Snyder Cut on our own time. I might love it. A lot of the people that I follow on Twitter, who I tend to be pretty in sync with in terms of film opinions, they love it too. I love it. I just like the idea that they let this director do whatever the fuck he wanted, total creative freedom for 4 hours. I love that because that's what I've been preaching the entire time with this cinematic universe, is that I want DC to let creators do whatever the fuck they want. And that creative ideology gave us, for the most part, the good parts of Aquaman. For me, it gave us Joker. It gave somewhat. It gave us like, Birds of Prey. It gave us a fucking.
I don't know if Birds of Prey is the best.
But I'm saying we got. We're talking completely different genres here. We're talking something like Joker, which is unlike anything. It's like not even it's a superhero. It's a character from a superhero story in a type of film that you wouldn't get from Marvel or DC normally. Like we're talking a character study. Whereas, and Birds of Prey being like this Tarantino-esque Rashomon.
Right. See, I like that idea, but I also feel like they should have both for DC, because I understand where people are going to be like, I want like that cool cinematic like team up moment and all that. Like they want that universe to kind of have that connection.
They can,
and I think they can have both of it
now. They got Man of Steel, BVS, and fucking the Snyder Cut.
So, and you're exactly, but you're right, Michael. Like they can have both, and I just hope I hope that they don't go overboard in capitulating to toxic fans. That's my biggest concern.
Like they're gonna have the one that's gonna be like, because obviously if they make a giant universe, it's probably gonna make more money. And then they're going to have the secondary one. And then, I got you. That makes more sense, because those are going to be more the risky ones.
They should do is they should have the Matt Reeves Batman universe with like whatever new Superman they're going to make. And then they should have the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And then just make a second Justice League movie. I'm so excited to see this movie. If it's good, I'm going to be so happy. I rewatched
think it's funny of all the people. Sorry, what were you saying? You watched what?
I was just going to say I rewatched Batman vs. Superman and I fucking love it.
Oh.
I've been the biggest hater for that movie for so long, but after like an hour conversation with this guy about it, I'm like, man, I actually like love this movie.
That's an interest. There's an interesting effect, I think, with that, where now that we're finally getting what is the true successor to that film, you start to kind of look at the other film in a bit of a better light now that you have an idea of what it's building up to. Like,
it's so fucking good, Matt. I rewatched the entire thing and I fucking was like watching it. My eyes are glued to the screen. I'm like, I love this.
Yeah.
This is so good.
The director's cut was too.
It was. You got to see Ben Affleck's ass.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to see that?
But yeah, exactly. There's another example that I'd like to bring up, and it's also kind of topical. So way back in like 2012, I want to say, that was when the third Evangelion rebuild film came out. Evangelion 3.33, you cannot redo. And it was in the years since, it was kind of like, oh man, like it was very divisive. Some people were like, oh, it's so boring. Oh, they did this time skip, and oh, they only focus on one of the characters. We don't find out what happened in like the 14 years since the last movie, and oh, what the fuck? And now, like earlier this month, the final, like the fourth movie has finally come out. 3+1, Thrice Upon a Time, and it is, and now people are like looking back. Like I had a friend who did not like the third movie. He'd seen it like 3 times and was like, I don't like it. And I just don't like it. And we were watching it again, and halfway through it, he was like, I'm going to be really pissed if I end up loving this movie by the end. And he ended up loving it because enough time had passed, and now we like it. There's no longer that cynicism of like, well, we're never going to see where all this was going. We're never going to see where all this magic was heading to. And I think over time, time kind of heals some of those wounds.
Let it age like a fine wine.
Yes, indeed.
It's honestly phenomenal, which is weird to say.
Why I feel like I don't like DC as much as Marvel.
Go ahead.
If you say the names, I'm not
bringing up the names again. Okay. It's because
you're a fucking hater. That's what you are. You've brought this up like 6 times.
There's a different point.
We get it.
It's because DC uses fake places, so I don't feel as much of a connection to each hero that's based in real cities.
That's respectable. I actually like that about Marvel, that they're like, oh yeah, like it's supposed to be like they're in your universe, like they're in your world kind of thing.
Yeah.
I did like
I
that.
don't give a fuck about Metropolis. It's not a real place.
No, I think I can kind of get it.
Why do you care about Middle Earth, bro? It's not a real place.
Oh, it's just cool elves and dwarves hitting each other. Fuck.
But
What
here's
do you
the
care
thing.
about Tatooine, bro? It's not a real place.
I don't, but no one gets slaughtered on Tatooine except for the Tusken Raiders by Anakin.
There are a couple of people. I think there's like
Women and children,
there's
too.
a lot of people get slaughtered on Tatooine. But anyway, I think what I would say in response to that is that I think that the reason that people gravitate towards DC cities, whether it be Metropolis, especially Gotham, and what are the other ones? Like there's Midway City. What's the one that Flash is from?
Central City.
Central City.
That's another thing. I'm sorry, the names of the cities are shit.
Gotham is a cool name.
You know
Come
what,
on.
Gotham's fine. Gotham's fine.
Metropolis.
Every other city's terrible.
Metropolis.
Okay,
I think,
what
is a good
other
city.
what other names are there than Colin that are so bad?
Like, I don't know, real world cities like Chicago and Los Angeles.
But Gotham is
So which
basically
ones are
Chicago.
bad?
That's the thing. Gotham is
No, I'm
basically
saying
Chicago.
Gotham's fine. Every other
Yeah.
one is shit.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
what are the other ones then? Let's hear
Metropolis,
them.
Central
What are the
City.
bad ones?
Metropolis
We
is
ju- we
literally the definition of a city. You're just naming a city.
Well, so allow
What
me.
the fuck is Chicago then? That's a ridiculous
Chicago is a
name.
American name for part of the area. It has
Okay, so-
history.
I
Okay,
see
guys.
both. But I will
Shut up,
say,
Michael.
Okay,
I
hold.
think
Shut up.
Metropolis and Gotham are good.
Okay, but
Oh, I'm just
and-
gonna name this
Cool.
great city.
Bloodhaven. That's another. That's like another.
Oh, yeah,
city
Bloodhaven's
next to Gotham.
cool.
That's a
Yeah,
cool ass
Bloodhaven's
city.
cool.
Coast
Yeah, it is.
fucking city.
it's
Oh,
pretty
it's
cool.
because it's on the coast, isn't it?
Colin, please. All right, I'm not trying to be frank about this. Like not like frank
Get
as
it?
in like the approach, but frank as in how Frank is being very antagonistic right now. All right, so I'm what I would say is that let me use the animated universe as an example, because like in the Batman animated series, I'd say that the animated universe is like the pinnacle of what makes those two cities, specifically Gotham and Metropolis, so iconic, right? You have Gotham, which is heavy in these gothic aesthetics. Like the city is so
God.
huge and elaborate, and it doesn't make sense. You have these huge bridges just connecting one building to another with like barely any safe railings. Like if you ever watch, I highly recommend watching on Netflix Batman: Mask of the Phantasm. It's an incredible animated film. One of the best animated films that of Batman, because it has a very I'd say comprehensive and engaging take on Batman as a character in its entirety, both what incentivized him to become Batman and how he kind of grappled with the commitment of being that vigilante upon thinking that he had an opportunity to live normally and happily with someone that he loved. It's a great story. But the way that they build up the city, it is kind of like, it's filthy and it's dirty and it's this Art Deco masterpiece. And then you look at
I have no problem with the design of.
But
you're bringing up the one good city. That's Gotham.
But I'm talking. I know, but let me fucking finish. Let me get the second half, part two of my two-part
There's
thesis.
Star City as well. That's fucking Green Arrow's town.
Yeah, but okay, listen, the more cities you bring up, the more I'm agreeing with Colin. But the point is that Metropolis, specifically as a counter to Gotham, is the city of the future. Especially when you watch the Superman animated show, it is. It is the city. All the buildings have a completely different aesthetic to that other to Gotham. Whereas Gotham was like all Art Deco. Metropolis is very much in its design and its sleek modern aesthetic. Exactly. It is what literary works like Metropolis were trying to depict. That is why they describe it so it is the definition of a metropolis, and that is the home of Superman. Whereas, Smallville is the home of Clark Kent. Like Metropolis is it is the city that perfectly it is constantly looking up. It is the city where Superman is most at home, and
It's because it's a metropolis.
yeah. And I'm sorry to say it, but Frank, the more cities you keep bringing up, the more I'm like, oh yeah, Colin is absolutely right. These naming conventions are terrible.
I mean, to be fair, like just the names of the cities, like I feel like that's not enough to hate it for.
No,
I know.
I'm just saying, a lot of the naming conventions I have a problem with.
So your complaint was the names again.
I was going to say, when it comes down to it, it's still the names.
That's part of it. But the main point I wanted to bring up was, why do I care about this city that's being destroyed? It's not a real city.
But I feel like that destroys so much of the.
I know, same with Marvel. Marvel, New York is an actual place.
But and that is right
because it gives you more of a real life, like Chicago.
Why are you watching a comic book movie for a real life?
No, Mike, Frank.
I understand.
Frank, you need to calm down.
He's trying to say only.
Just happened. What's going on?
Oh, we're back. What
just happened?
I don't know.
Michael? Oh man.
Hello?
Hi,
Hey,
what
happened?
I don't even remember what I was saying.
Okay, I think that the argument that because obviously there's something admirable about a fantastical story being able to ground itself and be relatable. That's like the characters should be in some way relatable. There's some character. Go on.
Sorry, there's a problem when I feel more for a fantasy world and its inhabitants like Lord of the Rings than people that could actually be real in like a DC universe. Like I feel like Middle Earth is more of a real place than Metropolis or Gotham is.
No, that is ridiculous.
Well, so why do you? So what do you think contributes to that? Because you mentioned the characters. So do you think it's just because you don't like the characters, so you can't get wrapped up into their worlds?
No. I feel like part of the problem with DC design is that they try to make each city so unique that they all seem like different worlds almost. Like Middle Earth, at least there's a slow transition to the hellscape that is Mordor.
That is Mordor. Okay,
but there's a slow transition, but it's still a transition.
Well, there are hobbits in Middle Earth and dragons.
Yeah, that's not the
Gotham
point.
Is basically Chicago and New York.
But Chicago and New York look basically the same in the way.
That's what Gotham looks like.
Hold on. You two both need to calm the fuck down. All right? I swear to God. You two are being ridiculous this week.
Matt, don't even, motherfucker. Don't even.
I'm just saying, like, okay, so fucking God, what was even being discussed there?
Middle Earth and Gotham.
My problem is Gotham is like, sure, it's a cool like Art Deco Gothic feel, right? But then as you bring up Metropolis is more of a futuristic thing. It almost feels like Batman comes from fucking Venus and Superman comes from Mars. It doesn't feel like part of the same world.
But think of fantasy stories. But think of
like a nice city. It's like a cleaner.
Well, I was just going off of what Matt said. But
think of like a fantasy story. Like think of Monster Hunter. We've been playing Monster Hunter a lot. Each of those locations are radically different in terms of their biomes and in terms of the type of setting depicted.
Yeah, but a monster's not going to speak to me and try to convince me that this guy's good or this cause is bad.
So then
to the monster, maybe
Monster Hunter is who cares about why we're murdering tens of thousands of monsters?
But okay, but Colin,
I think about that every time I murder a monster.
Colin, so is the issue the worlds or is it the characters? Because you keep bringing up the characters.
It's the world and the character design. The design of the world.
He's just a fucking
the design of the world I have a problem with. It's not the characters, it's the designs of the world.
I think the designs of the world.
Designs of the characters, and everything else about
it. I personally think the designs of the city.
I think Superman's overpowered, but that's about it.
So he hates the characters.
Okay, so guys, we're talking in circles. What I would say is that I think that because DC because what you're saying is valid, Colin. The idea that Marvel stories could be more relatable because they're portraying real world cities. They're portraying New York and just New York. And it's really just New York.
See, the thing is, even when they do make up places like Sokovia, it's the design is based on real like war-torn Slavic countries. Well, no place actually exists like Gotham.
My guy, you're
Chicago.
literally just listing off a few. Like they have many stories in real. Probably have more stories in real cities than Marvel does.
Do they
Detroit,
actually? Though I've never seen a
Francisco,
DC story
Portland.
that's based in a real city.
What DC stories do you know, my guy?
Give me an example of which story is based in a real city.
The Teen Titans live in San Francisco, my guy. There are multiple superheroes out of Detroit. Yes, they've been on the East Coast and the fucking West Coast. Blue Beetle's in El Paso, Texas. I could keep going.
Okay, and that's why they're better characters than people who live in Gotham and Metropolis.
No, he just hates Superman and Batman. That's all this is.
No, but Colin, I feel like that's so reductive of the types of fantasy stories that these stories are creating, because obviously they want to create this larger than life location that kind of feels out there and maybe not relatable, but it's also a type of story that has these larger than life characters that are kind of created and come from places of I don't know, how do I say this? I mean, I like Batman, so maybe and you don't, so that's maybe like a way why this is.
I don't dislike Batman. I just think he's an overrated character.
Okay, and that's fair. I'm just saying that I think that there is value to a story, even one that's set in the real world, that uses a made-up city and made-up location, but kind of tries to give it this out there stylistic flair that you might not get from real life.
They have to they have to make the entire world consistent with that style for me to believe it's reality.
But not every, but even fantasy worlds aren't consistent.
Same in the
I know that.
Not every, because if you think about it, like even if we were to look at a story that isn't a superhero story set in the modern era, like if we looked at even a shonen anime or something like that, you have these fantasy worlds. But almost every fantasy, if there's a fantasy show that exists for more than 2 seasons, I guarantee you, they are going to radically different types of places across the globe. The various, that's just called having different cultures and different aspects of world building.
Right.
So I just think that what you're describing, what makes Marvel more appealing to you, is valid. But I don't think it can't be the only way to do it. There has to be this idea of style and spectacle based in something that's fantastical, because superheroes are already fantastical as is. Even Marvel is especially fantastical. They just happen to be set in real life cities.
I just feel like Marvel characters are relatable not only in their environments, but in the actions and the way they speak. Wait. Superman is too perfect of a man for me to care about.
So what other realistic city in Marvel do they live in besides New York?
I know they have some British ones in London. Haven't actually read those, but
London was one.
Yeah, London.
I mean, London. I mean, far
wherever
from
Munich. There were some German ones in Civil War.
Miami.
We're not talking. Are we just talking about the movies right now?
That's all I've watched.
Well, actually, hold on. I think Colin. I think Sokovia. I think that's one that I think might.
That's
not a real place.
I know, but so is Wakanda. So is I don't know. I mean, Marvel has made up cities as well.
Right.
I think
I think it is though, is that with Wakanda, right? While it is like this really futuristic city, culturally and visually, it's still believable for its area of the world, you know.
That's fair, but I would say that Gotham City, and again, it depends on when you think of Gotham City, what Batman fiction are you thinking of?
Just like the really dark and dingy, like
The Dark Knight.
But like, what Batman movies have you seen?
The Nolan film Gotham is literally like the most believable Gotham in all the movies.
Tell me a Batman story where Gotham isn't a dark and dingy hellscape.
Well, it's not just because dark and dingy is a valid descriptor, but I think there's so much more to that depending on which media you're looking at. Because for me, I look at it as like a 1940s or 1950s like Art Deco.
But here's the problem with that is it gets back to my point though, is that it's so out of character for the rest of the North Americans made up cities that it's
I think the problem you have with the more cons, like you say, dark and dingy, but it's because Batman's character literally only operates in the dark. So of course they're going to make everything dark. Like you don't really see Batman in daytime. Like,
that's the thing though too, is that it makes it unbelievable because I don't see the other side of Gotham. I just see the shitty sides.
I mean, you do. I mean, if you watch all the Dark Knight movies, there's plenty of scenes of it during the day. And
that particularly, and the Nolan films, that is also a very grounded approach to depicting it. But if you watch the Nolan films, you might not get that Art Deco style because that's very specific to the animated series. What you will get is Chicago. You'll get Gotham City that reminds you of like, oh, this does remind, and they filmed it in Chicago, so it should.
It's like why base a city off of Chicago when you could just say it's Chicago?
Because Gotham
it's
sounds
a fiction, so they can make it whatever they want. They can add different buildings into it, do all these things to it because it's a story in a comic book.
And also, go on.
Also,
Michael.
they probably also thought about that. I'm pretty sure Marvel has to pay like the city of New York for using New York. So
there's no fucking way.
I'm pretty sure.
What about everyone that writes a book in New York? There's no way they pay them money.
Maybe not, but I swear there's something about like when you use a city's name, or especially like in movies.
Stanley's fucked up.
Oh
man.
I mean,
and stuff like that.
Michael's right, because in the Spider-Man PS4 they had the Chrysler building in it, but then Spider-Man Miles Morales, because of legal reasons they couldn't use the Chrysler building.
That's what it was, right. Specific buildings and companies,
which I agree.
They kind of have to take themselves out.
It is cool when they're in like a city that you know. Like it's cool that you're in New York and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that,
bad.
I think it's cool.
Like Daredevil and Hell's Kitchen is cool.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I also,
it's all fucking cool, man.
I just also don't have an issue with. I think made up ones are cool if they are done right. And I will say Gotham and Metropolis, I feel like are just, I think they do it well enough of just being a city.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think so at least.
I think if you look at the animated series, I think you'll have a much greater appreciation for what those cities have aesthetically, especially when you think about it like this. Like Gotham is so infested with crime that it is a city that can't move forward. It is a city that is stuck in the past. Whereas Metropolis is this cleaner city that is constantly elevating and moving forward. Like I don't think I could really give a parallel between like Metropolis and a real world city because it is this city that is. But it's fantastical. But it's fantastical and it's stylistic, and I think that works. I mean, it works for what
there's not world consistency, you know.
I mean,
but there's not consistency in fantasy.
Though.
There's never consistency in a lot of fantasy, I think.
Like with Lord of the Rings, it's a pretty Celtic feel throughout this movie.
Well, yeah, that's because they're really not.
Unless you get to Mordor.
I mean, they're going to like
but even then, there's a transition between lush green landscape to Mordor.
But I don't think that But I don't think that
is Metropolis and Mordor is Gotham. How does that exist in the same fictional universe? I don't get it.
And again, like Colin, I don't think that inherently makes one better than the other. It's a choice that they made to say that this is all fucking New Zealand. it's all just New Zealand, and then Mordor is a darker part of New Zealand that they applied CG to. I mean, it's just that they.
It's just such an immersion breaker.
To counteract your point, Colin.
Stop it, Michael. We're fucking done.
As in that Marvel has the same kind of stuff. And don't get me wrong, again, I'm a Marvel fan. I could really care less about. I mean, I do like DC, don't actually, but I just like Marvel a lot better.
You get it.
But like Wakanda does not have the same thing you're talking about, like in Lord of the Rings, where it has like a transition. You literally just go into a bubble and also
that's why I'm
futuristic land.
Well, that's why I was saying with Wakanda is that while it is a futuristic made-up city, culturally and visually, it's still believable for the area.
I don't know, because even then it's so futuristic. You're just kind of like, would this be somewhere? Like, where the fuck would this be on planet Earth?
It's Africa.
Compared to being in fucking New
There
York.
is not a single African city that looks like Wakanda.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
But visually, like the clothing and the decorations and stuff like that.
Bro,
Yeah, and visually,
wearing normal clothes in Gotham.
Wait, what the hell?
Like they
Gotham
live
is
in-
literally Chicago and New York. And you're trying to
Oh my
tell me that
God.
Wakanda is closer to an African village than Gotham is to a North American city? Are you kidding me? And Metropolis?
Just look, man.
Wow.
To me, DC
Yeah, okay,
isn't
first
as
Colin
good
is
as
it.
Marvel and believability. That's all I'm
At this
saying.
point, I believe that he thinks
Okay.
Helen Keller exists.
Oh man!
oh my god. All right,
dare
can I
you.
say
I
something?
brought it full
I
circle.
love it.
End the episode, please.
I'd like to say something. And this is another
Before you say
suggestion to
something
Colin. It's just a suggestion because it clearly, so the idea is you want to, I think I understand. I think that you would like to kind of you'd like to see another side of Gotham, right? Maybe you'd like to
I
see
don't
another
think
side
it has
to,
anything to do with
I don't know. I was just going to say,
I don't care.
all right, then I won't recommend anything. I won't recommend anything. Just for the record, this isn't even just a column, this is to the listeners. If you like DC or don't like it, I don't give a shit. HBO Max, they have both the Batman animated series and and recently added the Superman animated series. Watch those. You'll see what we mean. They're
Best Joker. Best Joker
very just two completely opposing perspectives of
And then watch the crossover
modern
movie.
cities. Yeah, the crossover special that's included in the Superman series where
Oh, is
Batman
it?
visits Metropolis. Yeah, I used to have it. My dad and we used to own it on DVD, just the special as a
Same.
movie. But then something happened to it. I have no idea what happened to it.
Same.
And
Somebody's out there
Someone out
stealing
there
all these
stealing
movies.
the-
yeah, so somebody went back in
God,
time.
taking down DC.
My one mission is to destroy DC.
Someone went back in time and made it not exist, and we're all having like the Mandela effect of believing that it did.
You're telling
But-
all these people to go watch it, and like it's not even on HBO Max. Like there's no.
Yeah.
no
Like
Wikipedia
they
page
have
or
every
anything.
episode except for those episodes, and it's like I
Yeah.
swear it exists. I swear Bruce
It's
Wayne
real.
fucked Lois Lane. All right, that man, talk about a hot item. Where the fuck do we go from here?
We
like-
Nowhere in the episode.
Are we really gonna end it on that heated argument?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, I think we should. So
why
this,
not?
yeah, man, this
It was a civil debate.
No, it was not. It was anything but.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. So follow us on Instagram. It's the Critical Spectrum, right?
Yeah.
Remember that
Yeah.
correctly? All right, I don't have it in
Yes.
front of me. The Critical Spectrum on Instagram. You can follow me on WordPress, sakurasunrise.blog, and I also am the managing editor for animequarterly.com. Some new stuff coming up soon for both of those blogs because there's shows that are coming to an end, and I have a saucy like editorial about some controversial anime from the last 4 years that I'm hopefully going to finish up soon. But yeah, thank you we upload new episodes. New episodes go live every Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time, and the video versions on YouTube go up a week later on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. typically. But thank you very much for listening, and any other tidbits we discussed will probably have links in the description. See you next week.
Bye.
Yes.